training level, lying in a hospital bed with monitors strapped around you, and maybe to your bed, and a nurse smiles and suggests to you about taking a walk. The first thought might be, are you kidding me right now, nurse? I'm in pains. I've seen that look, I've seen the confusion, I've seen that disbelief, and you don't get its glance, nurse. You don't get its glance look. More times than I can count during my rotations in midwifery and obstetrics. And honestly, I used to wonder the same thing before I even understood what was really happening. As I find nursing students who have stood beside those beds, watched those monitors, and probably perhaps even helped more than a few pregnant women make those first wobbly steps. Let me pull back the curtain. See, the walking you're asked to do, is it just a way of passing out time? Or a busy walk? It's one of the oldest, perhaps even the smartest tricks in the midwifery and obstetrics playbook. Here is why I want you to walk. Of course, there's no other reason but the one word reason. Gravity. Let's get specific. It sounds too simple, right? But what you have to know is that in the intricate dance of labor, gravity is your lead partner. Therefore, when you walk, even slowly, even just shuffling down the hallway, your baby's head presses down more firmly and evenly onto your cervix. If you're a lady watching this, I want you to think of your cervix like a tight circular bracelet that's about to expand to about 10 cm. Oh, that looks more wide than tight. You see, that steady gravitational pressure from your baby's head is the most natural, the most effective stretch it can get. Now I'm going to tell you what walking encourages, or what it does here. It encourages more efficient dilation. The pressure signals your body to release more oxytocin. Oxytocin, that is the main contraction hormone, which makes contraction stronger and even more productive. Another thing it encourages is it will help for better positioning of the baby. Yeah. By this I mean that walking can help your baby wiggle into the optimal chin to chest position for birth, which can make the whole process even smoother and sometimes even faster. Another thing can help with this pelvic movement. You see, the natural sway of your hips as you walk helps open your pelvis millimeter by millimeter, creating more room for the baby to descend. How about I tell you what you see on the monitor when a pregnant mom walks? So on the monitor, we often see that contractions become more regular and show a better pattern. It's like switching from gently nudging the cervix to giving it a purposeful, productive push. What if I'm too uncomfortable? What will become of me? Well, this is the most valid question in the world. I'm not saying it's easy. The key is early labor. The advice is for when contractions are still manageable and you perhaps just want to force them directed and You are not yet begging for epidural. You're not seasoned epidural sergeant. If you're an active, intense level, or maybe you have just gotten an epidural, the nurse will never ask you to walk. In fact, this suggestion comes at a very specific window of time for your own benefit. However, if walking feels impossible, here are the alternatives to take. 1. If walking feels impossible, these are the things to do. 1, sit upright in a chair or a betting ball. You see, the goal is gravity. Pushing. Secondly, slow dance with your partner while leaning on them or against a wall. Maybe you can perform salsa or a ballet dance. And then thirdly, a rocking chair. Rock in a rocking chair. You see, the goal is a marathon, just getting vertical and moving. Well, that's not a rocking chair, as you can see. But that's what I have. Let me tell you the consequences of it, and no one wants to talk about.
Head down the highway side, cold wind, but it feels right. With you, I'm heavy breathing. Feels like I'm lucid dreaming. I'm not usually the type to rush into the night. This time I can't be speeding. I'm taking it slow, but I just want more. I'm taking it slow, just go with the flow. I'm taking it slow, but I just want more. I'm taking it slow, just go with the flow. I'm taking it slow, my knees are on the floor. I'm laying it's you
Beyond the physiological aspect, there is a psychological aspect to it. Lying in bed, staring at the monitor, you can become hyper-focused on every spike and dip. As a result, time slows down, anxiety builds. As a result, getting up and walking gives you a sense of control in a situation where you can feel powerless. Getting up and walking will also become a form of distraction. For example, the hallway act might be bad, but this is different. Thirdly, it feels normal. It's a familiar action in a very unfamiliar way or in a very unfamiliar setting. I've seen moms transform from tense and scared to more centered and in flow after just 5 minutes of pacing or walking. Okay, you are thinking, what if my water is broken? You usually still encouraged to walk even after your water is broken. But first, the nurses will first check your fluid, and they may not even want you to go further away from them or walk further away from them. They'll guide you. What if I have an epidural? Oh no. Then this chapter is closed. Walking is an early strategy. So probably you'll be on bed rest until it's time to push. Certainly you'll be on bed rest until it's time to push. Is it mandatory? No. It's a strong suggestion, not a command. You can always say, I really don't feel up to it right now. No. A good nurse respect that and suggest an alternative. We don't suggest it to make your life harder. We suggest it because in most cases, it makes labor more efficient and can empower you in the process. So, the next time a nurse points you towards the hallway, I want you to know that she's not being dismissive of a pain. Rather, she's handing you one of the most natural, one of the most drug-free tools that you can work with your body. Now go ahead, take that walk. I'll be at the nurse's station cheering you on. Do you have any burning or slightly embarrassing questions about labor? Drop it in the comment section. As a student, I've had it all, and there are no embarrassing questions here.
I'm taking